dear CA intermediate students, so this video is about the paper review for May 24 exam and those who appeared for May 24 exam. So this video is for you, and even for those who are appearing for September 24 exam or Jan 25 exam, for you also this video will be applicable. And as you all know that from now onwards, CA intermediate exam is going to happen from May, September and January, and November there won't be any exams. So therefore, the next attempt of intermediate exam will be September 2024, and already the dates have been announced for that. So if you are watching this particular video, so if you are appearing for September 24 also, it will be useful for you. And those who recently appear for May 24, you can make use of it just to know whether the answers that you have written is correct or not. And as many students have requested me to upload the answers as soon as possible immediately after the exam, but I did not do so because that will disturb the other exams. So due to that reason, I have just deferred. So discussing this. So now without further delay, let's move on to the question paper discussion. And if I need to give you the feedback, my feedback, so the paper is average. The paper is not easy, not difficult. The paper is average. But many of our students who attended our regular batch and who attend our fast track batch, so which we have released in YouTube also, they were so happy after writing this exam. And the initial feedback what I got immediately after the exam got over is that the students have expressed their heartfelt thanks to me, stating that, sir, many things what you have discussed, it has come, and whatever points that you have said, definitely it will be important, and all those also came. And to the surprise, there are some questions which came directly from our resource book relating to availment of ITC under section 18(1)(b), that is voluntary registration, etc. and all. So let's see this. And even MCQ, it was little difficult. MCQs was little tricky, but otherwise the descriptive portion was easy. And look into the MCQ part. So this MCQ somewhere in the Telegram, I got someone has shared me these MCQs, and when I inquired with other students, they said, yes sir, these are the MCQs. So due to that reason, I thought of discussing this with you, but I did not do anything to get this MCQ which was already available, which I have just taken to discuss with you, so that it will be beneficial at a later point of time, even for you to evaluate as to how many marks you will be getting. This will be useful. So case scenario number 1, Day and Night Private Limited of Dehradun, Uttarakhand, a regular GST registered supplier of taxable as well as exempted goods, provides the following details. So as they are doing business in U-stamp states, the applicable threshold limit will be 20 lakhs. So if they are doing business in MMTN, 10 lakhs, U-stamp, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Telangana, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya and Puducherry, the limit will be 20 lakhs. So in this case, the limit will be 20 lakhs. And their aggregate turnover, so all intrastate only, so they are not making interstate, all intrastate, exceeded 20 lakhs on 29 July 2023. As the applicable threshold limit is 20 lakhs only, that is only the date on which they are liable to get registered. And it submits the application for registration on 30th August. Registration certificate is granted to it on 8 September 2023. So there is one first MCQ which is related to this. The first MCQ is the effective date of registration under CGST Act. What is the effective date of registration? If the application for registration is made within 30 days from the date they are liable to get registered, the effective date of registration is the date they are liable to get registered. If the application for registration is not made within 30 days from the date they are liable to get registered, the date on which they got the registration certificate will be taken as the effective date of registration. So here, what is the date on which they are liable to get registered? 29 July 2023 is the date on which they are liable to get registered, and they need to make application for registration within 30 days, but they made application on 30th August, which is beyond 30 days. So due to that reason, the effective date of registration will be the date on which they got the certificate of registration, that is 8 September 2023 will be taken as the effective date of registration in this case. Then second paragraph, it also entered into contract with Rumali Limited of Nainital, Uttarakhand on 10 September 2023 for supply of taxable goods worth 15 lakhs and received payment on 12 September. The goods were to be delivered. The goods were to be delivered means what? Supply involves movement of goods on 25th September, but it removed the goods from its factory on 24th September. Now there is one MCQ related to this. The second MCQ, the date by which invoice must be issued by Ruma Ali Limited. So due date of invoice. As per section 31 subsection 1, if supply involves movement of goods, the due date of invoice is at the time of removal. So what is the time of removal here? The time of removal here, if you see, is 24th September 2023. So the 24th September 2023 will be taken as the due date of invoice. Then next paragraph, third paragraph, it has opted monthly filing of GST or 3B return and filed 3B return for the month of September 2023 on 19 December. What is the due date of September 2023? It is 20th October 2023, but they filed it on 19 December 2023. So there is a delay in filing 3B. And whenever there is a delay in filing 3B, interest will be payable on the net liability. So the amount of net GST payable in cash on supplies made for the said September month work out to be 56,000 rupees, which was paid on 19 December 2023. Now, interest needs to be computed from when? What is the due date? Here the due date is 20th October and the actual date is 19 December. So in October, how many days? In October, 11 days, and in November, 30 days, and in December 19 days. So total 60 days is the number of days for which interest needs to be computed, and interest will be payable on what? As I already told you, net liability. So what is the net liability? 56,000. So we need to take 56,000 into, what is the rate of interest? 18% into 60 divided by 365 only, because this is 2023. Therefore it will be 1656.98, 1657 will be taken as the interest in this case. Okay, so here they are asking the total interest, so that's what we are computing. So these are the three answers. And next one, what we have, fourth one, XYZ Medicare Clinic is a multi-speciality hospital located at Mumbai, Maharashtra, provided the following service to patients: air ambulance service to transport critically ill patients from distant locations to the medical clinic, and total fee charged by way of said service is 75,000, which is exempted. Why it is exempted? Transportation of patient in an ambulance, whether it is air ambulance or normal ambulance, it will be exempted. Then second, service by way of providing general ward rooms having charges of 9,375. So now we have a restriction with respect to room charges. If the room charges does not exceed 5,000 rupees per day, then it will be exempted. That too, it is general ward. What if it is given as ICU? If it is given as ICU, entirely it will be exempted. But general ward only 5,000 rupees per day is exempted. Here it is more than 5,000 rupees per day, so entirely taxable. So what is the total amount? 1,87,500. That 1,87,500 will be taken as the total value of taxable outward supply. Then next one, fifth one, Ram, a registered person, hand over its product to transporter for transport of goods from his warehouse situated in Jalwar, Rajasthan, to a registered retailer of Madhya Pradesh for delivery to retailer's depot located at Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, where taxable goods 41,500 and exempted goods is 11,500. The packaging cost of 6,800 has been charged separately. So this 6,800 needs to be included in value in terms of 15(2)(c). And e-waybill is duly generated as per norms. IGST rate is 18%. Value of goods is excluding GST. Compute the consignment value of the goods. So what should be taken as the consignment value of the goods for e-waybill? We need to take the value of taxable goods. What is the value of taxable goods? 41,500 plus, and the 6,800 needs to be included. Why it is to be included? Because of section 15 subsection 2 clause C, incidental expenses or any other expenses incurred by the supplier and charged to the recipient before or at the time of removal of goods needs to be included on the top of that 18%. So while doing the consignment value for e-waybill, GST should be added. So 56,994. So that will be answer, option B. Then next one, case scenario 4. So remaining questions are income tax questions. I am not discussing the income tax questions. I am discussing only the GST part. Mr. Pushparaj, a regular GST registered supplier located in Panipat, Haryana, provides the following details. He received an order from Passion Limited of Gurugram, Haryana for taxable supply of goods worth 2,50,000 on 28th September 2023 and received payment of on 30th September. Goods were supplied on 6th October and invoice was issued on 7th October. Rate of GST applicable on such goods is CGST 2.5, SGST 2.5, IGST 5%. First of all, it is an outward supply. Outward supply, whether it is intrastate or interstate, it will be interstate. intrastate. Why it is intrastate? Location of supplier Haryana and place of supply also ending point Haryana. So it's a intrastate supply, and the two it will be an outward supply. Okay, and whether this will be coming in this month? Yes. So because usually what is the time of supply in case of goods? Time of supply in case of goods as per section 12 subsection 2 is due date of invoice or actual date of invoice, whichever is earlier. What is the actual date of invoice? 7th October 2023. What is the due date of invoice? Goods were supplied at the time of removal. So 6th October. So 6th October or 7th October, whichever is earlier, 6th October will be taken as the time of supply, and this will be taxable in this month, and it is given as intra. So CGST will be 250 into 2.5%, 2.5%. So CGST 6,250, SGST 6,250. And next one, there is one MCQ related to this. The time of supply of goods supplied to Passion Limited. So section 12 subsection 2 read with notification 66/2017. GST not payable on advances with respect to goods. So due date or actual date, whichever is earlier. So already we determined 6th October will be taken as the time of supply. That's the answer for this first one. Then continuing to the next question, they are asking us to compute the GST payable on outward supplies and amount of eligible ITC. So see the next transaction. In the first transaction, we computed GST liability. Next transaction, he deals in refrigerator and refrigerator related items and sold refrigerator along with bottles for a single price of 1,25,000 to Manik Private Limited. So refrigerator along with bottles will be coming under not naturally bundle, because refrigerator can be sold separately, bottles can be sold separately, and it is for a single price. So therefore it will come under mixed supply, and we need to take the highest rate. So in this, what is the highest rate? 18% is the highest rate, and it will come under interstate. Why it will come under interstate? Because the recipient is registered in New Delhi. As the recipient is registered in New Delhi, so ending point is New Delhi, location of recipient will be taken, or ending point also can be taken. So interstate, outward, and IGST liability 1,25,000 into 18%, 22,500 will be the IGST liability. Then next one, he purchased raw material of 75,000 for business use from Kamal Industries, a registered person of Mumbai, Maharashtra. Again it is inter. And on 12th October 2023, but he consumed goods worth 10,000 out of the said purse for his personal use. So usually purchased goods are used for personal purpose, means ITC cannot be availed with respect to this. Only on 65,000 ITC can be availed, and it is interstate. So therefore 65,000 into what is the rate of GST? 5%, that is 3,250 can be availed as ITC. And next transaction, if you see, he has paid 1 lakh. Again it is inward. On 18th October for membership of a club. Membership of a club, health and fitness center is blocked credit. Available for employees working in the factory, not obligated. Suppose if it is under statutory obligation, he can take ITC, but it is not under statutory obligation. So ITC not available, and it will be a blocked ITC. And all the figures amount are above are exclusive of taxes. All inward supply is used for taxable goods. All conditions are satisfied. Now, so 14th question over. 15, GST payable on outward supply for October. If you see, there are only two outward supplies, CGST, SGST 6,250, 6,250, IGST 22,500. So IGST 22,500, CGST 6,050, SGST 6,250. Option B is the answer. Next question, amount of total eligible ITC for the month of October 2023. What is the eligible ITC? Only one ITC can be taken, that to IGST 3,250. So remaining cases ITC cannot be taken. So IGST 3,250, CGST nil, SGST nil. Option D is the answer. So these are the MCQs of May 24 exam. And see, again I am telling, little bit trickiness is only there, but we don't have that much difficulty in these MCQs. If you know the concept, easily you will be able to arrive at the answer. Now let's move on to the descriptive part in this. So descriptive part also we can see, I have given the answers for all the questions, but only the rough working I have given, not the detailed answers. So because detailed answers anyhow, I'll be incorporating into my practice manual immediately after the suggested answers are given by ICI. So right now this is just the answers, but more or less this will be the final answers only. 5A in section B, Eversion Private Limited, a GST registered supplier located in Jaipur, Rajasthan, is engaged in supply of taxable packaging goods and consultancy services. It provides following details of various activities undertaken during the month of September 2023. So right now we are having the details of outward supplies and inward supplies for September 2023, and so based on these outward supplies and inward supplies, what is that we need to do? We need to compute the net GST payable, calculate the amount of net minimum GST payable in cash by Evershan Private Limited for the month of September 2023. So let's analyze the transaction first and then we will see the computation. So first one, outward supplies. Supply of goods of 18 lakhs to Vaidehi Enterprises, a registered person of Udaipur, Rajasthan. So Udaipur, Rajasthan, it's an outward supply. So where is the supplier located? Supplier is located in Rajasthan. Ending point is also Rajasthan. Therefore, it is intrastate supply. Further, received 50,000 from Vaidehi Enterprises towards freight charges as agreed to deliver the goods at Vaidehi Enterprises. So therefore, incidental expenses. This freight charges will be incidental expenses which is to be included in value as per 15(2)(c), and in the given price it is not included, because if you see which was not included in the above value of supply, therefore we need to add. So 18 lakh plus 50,000, 18 lakh 50,000 will be taken as the value. And next one, supply of goods worth 35 lakhs to Calc Exim, a registered person of Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, again it is an outward, and supplier Rajasthan, ending point Uttar Pradesh, therefore it is inter. Further, the amount of 60,000 charge it separately, not including the above, on account of municipal taxes. So as per 15(2)(a), any taxes, duties and cess by whatever name called other than GST should be included in the value, and it is charged to the recipient, and it is not included in the above value. So therefore we need to add. So the value will be 35,60,000. Then next one, third transaction, supply of services to Sunshine Limited, a registered person in Jodhpur, Rajasthan, before discount worth rupees 6 lakhs, further discount of rupees 30,000 which has been given at the time of supply of service and duly recorded in the invoice. So it's a pre-supply discount. So discount given before at the time of supply and duly recorded in the invoice. So it will be allowed as deduction. So therefore it's an outward supply. So intra, why it is intra? Supplier in Rajasthan and ending point also Rajasthan, intra, and the value will be 6 lakh minus 30,000, 5 lakh 70,000. And services, no, so location of recipient will be taken. Then next, number 4, it delivered the goods worth rupees 2 lakhs to G1 Solutions, a registered person located Bikaner, Rajasthan, on the direction of Raghu Enterprises. So it's a bill to ship to transaction. Here billing address is Raghu Enterprises and the shipping address is G1 Solutions. What should be taken as a place of supply? The place of supply will be taken as the billing address. The billing address is Raghu Enterprises. How do you know with Raghu Enterprises billing address? It is further given that tax invoice is issued by Evershan Private Limited to Raghu Enterprise. So billing address is Raghu Enterprises. So Maharashtra will be taken as the place of supply. So 2 lakhs. And here it is an interstate because supplier in Rajasthan and place of supply Maharashtra, interstate. So we have completed the outward supplies. Based on these outward supplies, we need to prepare a statement, computation of gross GST payable under FCM. So the first transaction, 18,50,000 and CGST, SGST, because it is intra, 1,66,500, 1,66,500. Second transaction, 35,60,000 IGST, so 6,40,800. Third transaction 5 lakh 70, again intra, CGST, SGST. Fourth transaction inter, 2 lakhs IGST. Now we got the gross liability 2 lakh 17,800, 2 lakh 17,800 and 6 lakh 76,800. This is the gross liability. Now we analyze the inward supply details. In the inward supply details, first one, purchased raw material worth 20 lakhs from PQR Limited, a GST registered dealer located in Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. Goods worth rupees 1 lakh out of the total purchases were not received during the month. So if the goods are not received, we cannot take ITC on that. One of the condition for availment of ITC. So we can take ITC only on 19 lakhs. And whether it is intra or inter, it is inter. How it is inter? Where is the person located? Rajasthan. And purchased from Uttar Pradesh. So therefore it is inter. IGST credit 19 lakhs into 18%, 3,42,000. And second one, purchased machinery for manufacturing process worth 2 lakhs from MPQ Private Limited, a GST registered dealer located at Bengaluru, Karnataka. company has claimed depreciation under Income Tax Act on full value of the machine, including the GST component. So which means ITC cannot be availed. We have a restriction as per 16 subsection 3. If we purchase some goods and on that goods purchase, if we calculate depreciation and income tax on the GST component also, ITC cannot be available. So ITC not available here. Third one, purchased truck. Truck means it is a motor vehicle used for transportation of goods. We can take ITC worth 15 lakhs from GST registered dealer located at Ajmer, Rajasthan. Rajasthan means within the state. So CGST, SGST, 14% on 15 lakhs. So 2,10,000 CGST, 2,10,000 SGST. Then number 4, purchased a car having a seating capacity of 7 persons. So not exceeding 13, costing 10 lakhs. But for what purpose? For use of its director for official purpose, we cannot take ITC. It's a blocked credit. ITC cannot be taken. Then next one, purchased goods worth rupees 5 lakhs from DF Buildwell Private Limited, registered person of Jaipur, Rajasthan, for construction of an additional floor. Goods purchased for construction of an immovable property, ITC cannot be available. It's a blocked credit. And we have an opening balance of 20, 50 and 75. Now, let's see what is the ITC, input tax credit. If you see computation of input tax credit, for the first transaction, IGST credit 3,42,000, second transaction no ITC, third transaction CGST, SGST 2,10,000, 2,10,000, fourth transaction, fifth transaction no ITC, opening balance. So 2,30,000, 2,60,000 and 4,17,000 is the credit. Now computation of net GST payable, no other data. So here rule 86B is applicable or not. If you see the total value, so taxable turnover in the month exceeds 50 lakhs, then rule 86B is applicable. We have to pay 1% of our liability through cash ledger. But don't worry, here it is not applicable. I'll tell you why. Because if you see the total liability is how much? 2,17,800 plus 2,17,800 plus 6,76,800, that will be 11,12,400 minus ITC you take out, total ITC, minus 2,30,000 and 2,60,000 minus 4,17,000. So we have still 2,05,400 as the liability. So when 86B is applicable, if we have sufficient balance in the credit ledger to pay the liability, even then 1%. But here we don't have. We have to anyhow pay the money through cash ledger. So 86B not applicable. Even though taxable turnover in the month exceed 50 lakhs, there is no sufficient balance in the credit ledger to pay entire liability. Now net GST payable normally you do. So gross 2,17,800, 2,17,800, 6,76,800. First, which credit we need to utilize? IGST credit, so 4,17,000. Next is CGST credit 2,30,000. We utilize 2,17,800 remaining for IGST. Then SGST credit 2,60,000. First we use for payment of SGST, then for IGST. So the net GST payable will be 2,05,400. So this is the answer for this first question. And you have to write this plus some notes. If you write, you will get 10 marks. Previously this question used to be for 8 marks and now they have increased it to 10 marks. So it's superb and it's not that difficult question and all. They have not included 86B also here. So easily we will be able to score good marks in this. Then next one you see. So B part of this question. Mr. Ravindra, a registered person in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, has provided the following information regarding outward supplies for January. He was appointed by recognized sports body as chief selector of hockey team. Now, so any services provided by individual as a player, referee, umpire, coach, team manager. Selector is not in the list. So therefore this money received by him will be taxable and we don't have RCM, therefore it will be FCM. Then service of pure labor contract was provided for construction of an individual house. Construction of an independent residential unit is exempted. Then he rented out his warehouse for warehousing of sugarcane. Sugarcane is agricultural produce and warehousing of agricultural produce is exempted. Provided services to Municipal Corporation of Bhopal for slum improvement and upgradation. Slum improvement and upgradation is a notified activity. Whenever it is provided to government or government authority, it is exempted. Therefore, it is exempted. He has charged consideration of 1,25,000 against Western music dance performance. Only classical or folk. But here performance, so even though it is 1,25,000 not exceeding 1,50,000, but it will be taxable. So these two are taxable, 5 lakh and 1,25,000. So 6,25,000 will be taken as a value of taxable supply. So you need to write the notes, then only you will get 5 marks. So 5 points, 1 mark each. Then next one, question number 6A. This is actually a question from our resource book. Okay, resource book on GST for CA intermediate. Those who attended the regular batch, the same question I have given in input tax credit chapter. So you can refer that in the book, resource book, input tax credit 18(1)(b). While discussing 18 subsection 1, I gave illustration for 1 subsection 18(1)(a), one illustration, 18(1)(b), 1C, 1D. The same illustration we discussed in our book. You can see that. As per CGST Act, Vishnu Limited was not mandatorily required to get registered. However, they opted for voluntary registration and applied for registration on 12th February. So whenever a person is voluntarily registered, so whenever they get the registration certificate, before the date they get the registration certificate, whatever is the closing stock, on that they can take ITC. What's the closing stock? Inputs as such held in stock, inputs in the form of WIP, and inputs in the form of FG, but capital goods we cannot take. So we need to see the closing stock as on 23rd February, because 24th February they got the registration certificate now. So you see 23rd February. As on 23rd February, capital goods we cannot avail ITC. Then second one, inputs we can avail ITC, but that good should have been purchased within 1 year prior to the closing stock. Here, when is it purchased? 13 February 2023. So it is beyond 1 year from the closing stock date of 23rd February 2024. So we cannot take ITC with respect to this. Then value of inputs received on 10th October 2023. Is it within 1 year to 23rd February? Yes. So we can take ITC. So CGST, it is an intrastate. So CGST 15, SGST 15. Input procured on 1st February 2024. Yes, in the same month. So we can take ITC. And it is intrastate, again CGST, SGST 11,250, 11,250. And then inputs procured on 8th February lying in finished goods. So we can take, it is within 1 year. So how much? So 60,000 into 18%, 10,800. So therefore, how much is the ITC available? So 15,000 plus 11,250, 26,250, 26,250, IGST 10,800. Then they are asking how much is the net GST, because they have a GST liability in February 2024, 31,000 each. So gross GST 31,000, 31,000, and IGST credit we can utilize first, then CGST, SGST. So the net GST will be 0 and there is some ITC which is carried forward. So that's the answer for this. 5 marks you will get. Then next question is related to place of supply. Examine the following independent case and determine the place of supply. First transaction. Mr. Joy, an unregistered person of Kolkata, West Bengal, sends a courier through Kolkata, West Bengal based Mohan Courier Agency to his sister in Mumbai, Maharashtra. This is what transaction? Transportation of goods. Transportation of goods, B2C. What is the place of supply? Starting point of the goods. What is the starting point of the goods? West Bengal. Kolkata, West Bengal will be taken as a place of supply. Simple. And next one. Number 2. Nitin, an unregistered person, resides at Rewa, Madhya Pradesh, books a two-way air journey ticket from Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh to Jaipur, Rajasthan on 6th September and back. He leaves Prayagraj on 11th September in the morning flight and lands in Jaipur in the same day. He leaves Jaipur in the late night and lands in Prayagraj the next day. Simple. So in case of transportation of passengers, again B2C, what should be taken as a place of supply? Starting point of the passenger. First ticket from where to where? Uttar Pradesh to Rajasthan. Starting point is Uttar Pradesh. That will be taken as place of supply. Second ticket from where to where? So Rajasthan to Uttar Pradesh. So Rajasthan will be taken as the place of supply. 2 marks you will get for this. And next, Rimjim Private Limited, located at Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, purchases a manufacturing machine from Manu Steel Industries Limited, located at Jaipur, Rajasthan, for being installed in its factory located at Haridwar, Uttarakhand. So in case of section 10(1)(d), so assembly or installation at site. So as per section 10(1)(d), in case the goods are assembled or installed at site, what will be taken as a place of supply? Location of installation. What is the location of installation? The location of installation here is Uttarakhand. That will be taken as place of supply. So very simple. Actually, place of supply question is an amendment. Chapter, new chapter, and very easy question it is. It's not at all a difficult question. You can write. And I have discussed this in a summary form also in that's it. Revision, locket revision. So If you have listened, if you have followed what I have said, definitely you will get very good marks. Then question number 7a. So this is related to interest computation. GSTR 3B for the month of January 2024 has been filed by Messrs. Avisha Limited, a registered person, within the due date prescribed by the CGST Act. So GSTR 3B for January filed by the due date. It came to the notice of the company that tax due for the month of January has been paid short by 16,000, and the shortfall of 16,000 has been paid through cash ledger and credit ledger at the time of filing 3B for the month of February 2024. So this same question we discussed in our fast track batch as well as in regular batch. The same question is there. Okay, so we have to pay GST with respect to a month which is paid in the another month. We have to compute interest on the total amount, not on the net liability. So on entire 16,000 we need to compute interest. Interest on 16,000 as tax pertaining to Jan paid in February, and we need to compute interest from when to when. What is the due date for January? 20th February till the 20th March. So now remember, February 29 days because it's a leap year. So 9 days in February, 20 days in March. So 29 days we need to compute interest on what? On 16,000. So 16,000 into 18% into 29 by 366 to 28 rupees. Suppose the same question, literally copy paste, only the numbers are different. Okay. So if the 3B has been filed late, if the 3B of January is filed on March 20, then interest will be computed on net liability. What is the net liability? That amount which is paid through cash ledger. How much? 12,000. So on the 12,000, 18% into 29 by 366, 171 rupees is the interest. Okay. So literally same question. You can check the fast track batch. Fast track batch, payment process chapter. In practice manual, this question is there. Okay. So this was one past exam question of ICI or RTP question, I don't remember exactly, but it's an ICI question only, and the same we have discussed. Then next one, this is related to TCS. TCS directly a theory question they have asked. They did not ask any computation question. Who is liable to deduct TCS under section 52? Who is liable to deduct TCS? Every e-commerce operator. So who is liable to deduct TCS under section 52? Every e-commerce operator not being an agent and not liable to pay GST under 9 subsection 5 is liable to deduct TCS. So that's what you need to write. And briefly explain the provisions relating to registration. Every e-commerce operator who is liable to deduct TCS is compulsorily required to get registered under section 24 of CGST Act. Filing of returns. E-commerce operator who is liable to deduct TCS is required to file a return in GSTR 8 by 10th of the month following every month, and even they need to file an annual return in GSTR 9B by 31st December of the succeeding financial year. And deposit of TCS. The TCS so deducted should be deposited by 10th of the month following every month. And apart from this, we can also write TCS is applicable if the payment is collected by e-commerce operator. That is also one point. Payment should be collected. Payment should be collected by e-commerce operator. That is also one of the condition. Payment should be collected by ECU. Payment should be collected by e-commerce operator. That is also one of the condition. So these points, if you write, you will get 5 marks. Then question number 8a. Describe the conditions to be satisfied for availing deduction of post-supply discount from the value of supply as per the provisions of 15.3. So post-supply discount, when is it allowed as deduction? So discount given after supply of goods or services will be allowed as deduction provided the terms are agreed before or at the time of supply, and a credit note is issued by the supplier to recipient within the time limit, that is 30th November of succeeding financial year or date of filing annual return, whichever is earlier, and based on the credit note the recipient should reverse the ITC. So then the post supply discount is allowed as deduction. Those points we need to write. If you don't know that, another part is there. What is that? Examine the existence of consideration for donations, so received by charitable institutions from individual donors without quid pro quo. So usually donations are categorized into conditional donation, unconditional donation. Conditional donation means there is an obligation on the person who is receiving the donation to do something in return, but they are telling without quid pro quo. Means in this case the donation is with unconditional donation, means a person who is receiving the donation is not having any obligation to do something in return. So usually unconditional donations are not treated as consideration, consequently it is not a supply. However, if there is any display of donor name, not as a condition but as a gratitude, and if the individual name is displayed, so there is no supply. If the display of name gives business advantage to the donor, then it will be supply. So those points we need to write. Okay, next, last question. Mohan Enterprises is a registered person having principal place of business in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. They received service of advocate Samir, a registered person from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Shekhar, an unregistered person, provides service of labor to Mohan Enterprise. Explain the provisions relating to issue of invoice by recipient Mohan Enterprise if he is liable to pay tax under RCM under section 93 or section 94. First, advocate services to business entities covered under RCM 93. Okay, and this labor services, so to Mohan Enterprises is also covered under RCM 94 because supplier is unregistered. Now advocate is not required to get registered under section 23. So recipient liable to pay GST under RCM is compulsorily required to get registered under 24. If the supplier is unregistered and the transaction is covered under RCM, recipient shall issue invoice to the supplier under section 31. Also, such recipient upon making payment to the supplier is required to issue payment voucher under section 31. So these are the 5 points. If you write, you will get 5 marks. So with this, the answers are over and this is the suggested answer. So if you ask me, so paper is average only. I will not say easy. For me it is easy. But from the student point of view, it is little lengthy, but it's not difficult and all. And if you have attended the fast track batch itself, the students will be able to write this. And furthermore, if regular batch plus fast track batch, if you have attended, so amazing it will be. So if you want, you just check with the other students. And to everyone who is watching this video, if you have attended my classes, either regular batch or fast track batch in the YouTube or face-to-face in Chennai, please post your review in the comments as to how it got benefited for you. So I am awaiting to read the comments from you. So please post your comments as to how the paper was and how you felt and whether the fast track batch, rocket revision, mighty 50, etc., which I have shared with you, is it useful or not, and will be willing to read your comments. Thank you. And so we are starting a new batch for CA Intermediate Regular. So that will be starting from 6th of June, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Either you can attend face-to-face in Chennai or you can attend online live also. For details, you can check our website. You will be able to find it, or you can call our office. And even like every time, this time also, we are coming out with a fast track batch. So for 5 days, so in Chennai, and that will be relayed in YouTube also for September 24 exams. So it will be in the month of August mid like that it will be, and that details also will be announced soon. Thank you and keep updated. Please subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends so that they will get benefited. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.